That should do it. This is what I sit in my office. Work.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, wait a minute.
Ah, look at the grandkid.
Should I put Maggie's name in the minutes?
You can just put Maggie.
Jean,
Gene.
Jean,
Hi, Todd. Hi,
Assistant
Jean.
clerk.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a night. I can tell already. I see our doctor is on.
Yes.
Jean.
Hi, Todd. Hi, Jean.
Hello, hello. Oh, look at the council chambers. How cool.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a night. I can tell already. Yep. Is Sandra coming in, or have you seen?
Not yet.
Yes.
Well, should we get started anyway? We can start with the minutes and so on.
I agree.
Do they have to?
Okay, let's call the meeting February 9th, 2021 Village Council meeting to order. Beth?
Frankel,
Here, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Chip Water
I'll second.
and Sandra Turner.
Second.
Thank you.
okay.
And yes,
Re-
I'm here.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Turner,
We excuse.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney,
Yes.
and Sog.
Yes. Got the order a little different.
You were
Okay,
the
do we
caboose.
need a separate motion for the excuse that kind of, Janet?
I got it.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda are minutes from the council meeting, January 12th, 2021.
I move approval.
I
Second.
Beth?
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Sog,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes. Okay, next is pay ordinance 1246 for $506,996.39.
Move to approve.
Second.
I'd like to make one comment on that, if I may, Karen.
Yeah, sure.
There was, there's a, Janet and I discussed the Cleveland Restoration Society. It's a $1,700 charge. I didn't know how many people were using this services in the village, but I think it would be a good thing to promote and also find out if it's being utilized.
It is, we've got a report. I'm sorry I didn't bring that. If I knew, Larry, I would have had it for tonight. We do have those figures. I have Ann Steele that was going to be working on it and promoting it through Historic. But at the moment, I don't know what's going on with Ann. So we'll have to get back to you, but we do have those figures and it is being used.
Great, because it's really, I think, an important, a great benefit for villagers. So I'm glad people are using it.
Absolutely. Any house 50 years and older can apply for consultation of architects and they'll help you with bidding and builders and all sorts of things. So it really is a good thing. And they have it broken down by all the different uses that we get a report for. So yes.
Thank you.
Anything else?
That's it.
So we had a motion and a second to approve. Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Sog,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney.
Okay. Next is our financial statement. Tim?
Okay.
Our first month of 2021 is largely on track with where we were at this time last year. Expenses before transfers were slightly over last year, but revenues were also slightly over 2020, resulting in a small surplus in our general fund. Please note that the 2021 budget column that you received on that financial report in your packet is marked temporary and was based only on appropriations and doesn't reflect the actual work of the Budget Committee. This will be corrected going forward once we've discussed the budget here in council. Turning to the budget, the Budget Committee reviewed and revised the proposed budgets of our operating departments and for the various funds and completed its work in January. Included in your packet is the final work product for the 2021 budget. I'd like to draw your attention to several items. Municipal income tax revenues are budgeted to be 1.2 million more than in 2020. This is due to the recent and unexpected tax payments that we've discussed in prior meetings. Overall, 2021 revenues are projected to be 1.137 million higher than last year, with real estate taxes forecast to be down 3%. This real estate tax forecast is projected by the county and provided to us. Generally, it's fairly accurate. General fund operating expenses are projected to be up 24% or 1.1 million higher. Major items causing the increase, apart from normal salary and benefits increases, include in the admin department, which is up 23%, increased RETA fees because our municipal income collections are higher and they charge a percentage of collections, increased insurance costs, and we have the master plan in this year's budget. The police department is up 10%. Largely, this is HR related increases with some catch up on deferred expenses. And we have this year no vehicle purchases in that budget.
Okay.
Fire is up 39%. This is the big impact is the new EMS contract and also deferred expenses from last year. Finally, service is up 23%. Again, deferred expenses and new vehicles, which I think are on the agenda for this meeting. I'd like to talk a little bit about our transfers to other funds. 2021 transfers are projected at 1.1 million, which is 335,000 higher than last year. Overall, our net expenditures from other funds, by this I mean this includes drawdowns of money that's currently in the fund, but is before any reimbursements that we would get from the county, for example, for capital projects or for people who are donating money that might go into a Parks and Recreation fund. So this is only expenditures that come from our tax revenues from the general fund. So our net expenditures from other funds are projected to be 1.4 million. Major areas of expense are first and the biggest by far is capital improvement, which is we will spend out of that fund, or we're projected to spend out of that fund, 972,500 versus 442,000 in 2020. The major projects in the capital improvement fund are listed in the last page of your handout. Wastewater. Wastewater is projected to be 189,000 versus 164,000 in 2021. What this represents is the cost of using an independent contractor, but also we are receiving the invoice for 2020 county services in 2021, as they always bill a year in arrears. Overall, our revenues are projected to increase by 500, our reserves are projected to increase 502,000 in 2021. The unexpected muni tax payment allowed us to catch up.
Then you can go up.
Did you mute yourself, my dear?
Excuse me.
Okay. The unexpected muni tax payment allowed us to catch up on deferred expenses and significantly accelerate our capital improvement programs, most notably in streets and roads, while still producing a surplus. I'd like to talk a bit about the long-range plan and long-range plan projection. The years 2020 and 2021 are, to say the least, extremely unusual. The combination of pandemic impacts and higher than expected municipal income receipts made forecasting extremely difficult. It is too soon to know if the change in receipts is temporary or structural, and the pandemic is not yet over. As such, determining what is steady state for the village finances and whether our financial structure is sustainable as it stands has been very difficult. Over the next few weeks, I'll be working with Janet and Chip and Ann to review and revise our long-range planning projection to incorporate the 2020 actuals, the 2021 budget, and then analyze various scenarios with respect to the out years of 2022 through 2025. In particular, we want to understand the impact on the village should municipal tax payments continue at their current level or if they revert to previous levels. In addition, it seems clear that we need to better understand our capital improvement needs going forward. 2021's increased expenditures are all necessary, but we have questions about their impact on future needs. What is our likely average spend on streets and culverts in the future? What is the schedule for equipment replacement and major repairs each year? It is our capital needs that largely determine whether the village operates in surplus or deficit. Given the projections in the long-range plan last year and the significantly larger benefit budgeted expenditures in 2021, it seems clear that we need to get a better handle on our ongoing needs. With that, while it's not necessary the council approve the budget, it is our practice to do so for the past several years. And so while I can't make a proposal to accept the budget, I would encourage somebody else to do so.
I'll move to.
Second. Second.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds, Stog,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Going under mayor's report, I don't have a whole lot at the moment. Everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen going forward, what we can and can't do in the spring. I'm hoping things are going to get a little better, but we're just going to have to wait and see. We are working on the state of the village to come out this month, mid-month, I'm hopeful. If council people have something they would like to be covered, like the riparian that we passed, what the state of the village is, it's a wrap up for 19 and going, or not 19, 20, and going forward, what's going to happen in 21. So one of the things, and riparian will be in there as a little paragraph about it, just to make sure that everybody's aware of it. Right. So, Tim, we're working on the financial end of it and whatnot. So anyway, Larry, you might have something from the safety standpoint that you want to make sure is covered. I'm going to have a little flyer, which I already have, about the electric, and actually you're going to get a Gates Mills Connect on that. Tom, I can't see you with my glasses. Suggested we put out on Gates Mills Connect. We just were notified that they're going to look at our First Energy lines by helicopter in the next couple of weeks. So that's a good thing. Anyway, we want to make sure if there's anything you feel we should be covered, we cover it. So that, just send me an email or call me, whatever works. Clerk's report.
Nothing to report.
It's a good thing. Any other committee reports? I know Sandra was coming because I talked to her today, and she was going to talk about a couple different things, that Land Conservancy for one, and I don't know what's happened. Mary, what's?
Well, how does everybody feel about the band concert this July?
I think it's too soon to tell.
Okay, I just want my marching orders for, I've got to book a group.
I don't think we're going to really have trouble getting a group, considering everybody's in a holding pattern.
Right. I just wanted to get the temperature of the group, whether we should optimistically try for it, or we should just powder it? I think that's what we'll do.
I think we'll know, I'm thinking we'll know better like the 1st of April of what's going to happen. We got to get through February and March with all the shots and appointments and, you know, all this.
I have a
Mary?
report,
Oh.
Karen.
Yeah. Nancy?
The chiefs and I met with Chagrin Valley, head of Chagrin Valley Dispatch,
Yes.
was by Zoom. And it was an extremely productive and helpful meeting. We are going to have him come and report to council, I think next month, Chief.
Yes, that's correct.
So I think you'll be quite impressed actually at, and actually the mayor was on the call as well. I think you're going to be very impressed at our performance and how Chagrin Valley Dispatch has been so successable. So I'll just give you a little preview to that, and we'll have it on the agenda for the next meeting. Beth, you might want to mute.
Anybody else have anything to report?
Anything new on the cemetery?
No, Ed. It's snowy.
You know what, Karen, I will take it back. I always used to say, let's take March off for senior spring break, but there's no need to do that anymore because
Yeah,
we
I know.
Zoom. So there will be a March meeting.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll go on. Police, Chief Greg.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Everybody should have received a copy of my monthly report. I will be happy to respond to any questions you may have. I think the one thing that I should give you some information on is the fourth one on my report, and that is relative to the home burglary that we had. It'll be 2 weeks Saturday. And without, going into too many details for, obvious reasons, we're one of several communities who have experienced some of these. 3 of them happened on January the 30th, 1 here and 2 in one of the neighboring communities to our south. There's no doubt in our minds they are related. Everything's the same. We do have some leads we are pursuing. We have had an opportunity to tap into Hunting Valley's flock cameras. They have several throughout Hunting Valley. Ours will be in the ground hopefully by the next council meeting. But we've developed some leads. We'll see where they go. There's a lot of work that's involved in this, as you can well imagine. Our detective Mike Day is working side by side with the Moreland Hills detective Scott Williams. We had a big meeting of the minds, so to speak, last Wednesday at the community house. We had probably 12 up to a dozen different departments there from the greater Cleveland area who have had, crimes of this nature. So we're working very hard on this, and we're going to see what happens. But I feel good about this. So I'm hopeful we'll be able to figure this thing out. So I did want to give you some information on that. New information comes in daily, of course. So that was the biggest thing that happened, obviously, last month. Number 3 there, we had a pretty interesting car accident right there. We had some falsification going on there with the mother trying to cover for her adult son. So we kind of sorted through that. So, we had a couple things there toward the end of the month, and I thought I would bring that to your attention. And I'll be happy to respond to any questions you might have.
I thought it was good that you put the Lexipro things in there this time.
Yeah, there's been some discussion about exactly what that is, and it's kind of hard to, kind of describe. So I wanted to give you an idea of what things look like in our officers. So we have everything in our Lexipro system. These policies and procedures that you see right here in these training-based scenarios, there's about 25 of them each month. And I kind of sift through and see which ones you want to, add. And that's what we see, about 25 per month. And the policies right there, the officers have a chance to review it. They respond to questions. There's a paper trail with that, and it's been a really great tool for us. It's been very successful. we made the right move in, joining with Lexapro for sure.
Good. Keeps everybody on their toes thinking. Any other questions for the chief? Okay, we'll move to the service department. I don't know, there's paperwork moving in the background, but maybe if you're doing that, maybe mute in between.
I think it might be the conference room.
The what?
The conference room.
Yeah,
Oh,
it must be near the microphone.
okay.
Okay, you pencil tappers, cut it out.
So Dave,
Yes.
you're up.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. You should have received a copy of my monthly report. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. If there are none, that concludes my report.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Fire, Tom?
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. You should have received a copy of the January report, a pretty light month for us. And that also included final year and year-to-date numbers on it. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. If there are none, that concludes the fire department report.
The return of the burnt food problem.
Yes. Yes, that unfortunately doesn't go away.
Where people are home cooking with COVID.
Mhm.
Well, maybe they should resort to takeout.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
All right, and just as an update,
You
here
know,
comes
a good
Sandra.
restaurant at the bottom of the hill.
Sandra, I see Sandra.
Sandra.
Welcome, Sandra. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. I know you wanted to report, so do you want to report on the Land Conservancy, or what did you want to, and you wanted to say something about, I don't even remember now.
No, actually it was during Greg's report.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, though.
We mentioned the Lexapro, that we thanked him for putting that in.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
Okay. That's okay.
Welcome,
And
Chip.
Chip's there with us now too.
I'm here, yes.
Now what did you do, Chip?
Well, I tore my rotator cuff last fall, tried to rehab it unsuccessfully, so I had rotator cuff surgery a couple of weeks ago, so.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, it's fun to go under anesthesia every 6 months or so, whether you need to or
He's getting good at it,
the great news is I only have to keep this sling on another couple of weeks, and then I can start my physical therapy. That was just great news. I thought I had to have this on for longer, so.
So you can go back to pitching in AAA baseball?
Yeah. So anyways.
Okay.
Yep. So sorry that the doctor's appointment was delayed being the end of the day, so I apologize for being late.
Okay, so we'll move forward. Next is ordinance 2021-4. Ann?
I'm glad that Sandra and Chip made it in time for my ordinance. It's,
We wouldn't be a council meeting without you, Ann, so. that's an ordinance.
I'd like to introduce ordinance 2021-4, an ordinance providing appropriations for expenditures for the village of Gates Mills, Ohio for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021, repealing certain ordinances and declaring an emergency. So I move to suspend the rule.
Second.
Seconded by Nancy. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Dog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes, and I move to approve ordinance 2021-4.
Second.
Seconded by Larry. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Dog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Okay. Next is resolution number 2021-5. Ann?
This resolution is a resolution authorizing and directing the transfer of certain sums from the general fund to the capital improvement fund, wastewater fund, and police pension fund. It's housekeeping, and I move that we suspend the rules.
Second,
Seconded by Ed Welsh. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Stog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
yes.
Whitney.
Yes, and I move that we adopt resolution 2021-5.
Second,
Seconded by Ed Welsh. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Stog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Okay, next is ordinance number 2021-6. Mary?
I'd like to introduce ordinance 2021. Shouldn't that be, wait a minute, shouldn't it be 21 for the year 21? Is the number?
2021-6.
I beg your pardon, right, 2021-6, which is the ordinance to approve the current replacement pages to the Gates Mills codified ordinances. I move to suspend the traditional rule of 3 readings, as there's no need to hold off on replacing the pages. We need to conform with current state law in a timely fashion. So I move to suspend.
Second.
Seconded by
Seconding.
Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Stog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
And then I move to approve ordinance number 2021-6, the ordinance to approve current replacement pages to the Gates Mills codified ordinances.
Second,
Seconded by Ed Welsh. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Stog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Okay, next is resolution number 2021-7. Chip?
Yes, I'd like to introduce resolution 2021-7. This is a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2021 Kubota diesel 4x4 tractor from Middlefield Farm and Garden. Dave, I didn't ask, do we need to suspend? Do we need to act on this? And then I'm going to have some other comments, but I just wondered, do we need to suspend?
Well, ideally, if you guys are comfortable, the longer we wait, the chances are we're gonna get into a price increase for the new year, so.
I'm assuming we went out, we looked for multiple bids.
This is state purchase bid, which is the best price, so we don't have to do that.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Well, okay,
Like
so
we suspend.
before I ask to suspend then, I just want to put this into context. I had a talk with Larry about this, talked with Tim. You guys all, before I joined the call, looked at the budget and all of, all of the good news and all of the challenges. And so here we have a replacement tractor. The tractor that we're replacing is a 2001. That's 20 years old. So on the other hand, and I'll let Dave speak here in a second. The debate is, at what point do you need to replace a piece of equipment? I think, 20 years is probably not a bad rule of thumb. On the other hand, it's not that it's broken down 52 times, and this isn't exactly a safety issue. We use this to, cut the grass along Gates Mills Boulevard and the berms and things like that. So personally, I can tell you I'm in favor of proceeding, but it's just such a dilemma. When Larry called me, it's just like, I don't know how to answer other than the judgment of our management and et cetera. So I don't know if anybody wants to ask anything other. If not, then I'll move to suspend, but just wanted to know. Go ahead, Mary.
Have we ever investigated subcontracting out the mowing of Gates Mills Boulevard? It seems in the summertime that the guys are always out there. And I wondered if there was a landscaping company or joining up with another municipality to do that one portion of our mowing that might come in lower than purchasing a new tractor at the end of the day.
Well, okay, Dave, yeah, you speak. I don't think we need.
Well,
to
the only thing I
tractor
was gonna
just for
say,
mowing.
it sounds on the surface, but again, if you take the cost and divide it by 20 years of service, I'm not sure it would be cheaper. I mean, we've never done that, no, to say we've bid it. I think from the previous study we did not too long ago, I think we got our answer of, mutual aid or joint, someone providing another service to us or us providing another service to another municipality. I think that's already been answered. I will note this was in the long-range forecast, or our 5-year forecast when we presented it, that this would be the year to replace this piece of equipment, so.
Right, it's part of our consistent plan. And Mary, I mean, by the way, Dave, we use this for more than just cutting the center strip of Gates Mills Boulevard. correct?
Absolutely, yeah. This is probably, one of the top, I would say the top one or top two used pieces of equipment for, and again, mowing, blowing leaves in the fall, debris, cleaning up the streets. We use it as a blower. So I would say it's probably the most used tractor that we currently have.
What is the model of the 20-year-old tractor that we are retiring?
4-wheel drive Kubota diesel?
It's also a Kubota?
Yes.
Well, then that speaks highly for the longevity of a piece of machinery like that. So
Right.
that's great. Thank you very much.
Dave, are we gonna sell this or sell the old one?
Yeah, of course. Actually, we did talk to a few people and got some numbers on what they were willing to offer. The best so far is actually a trade-in value from Middlefield for $4,000. And that's the tractor itself. We're not giving up any of the, mowers or equipment. It's just strictly the tractor on its own. So yes, we would be selling or trading the old vehicle.
So,
4,000 would come off the price of this then, Dave?
Correct.
So
If-
this is,
Okay,
so
and then-
so this price is
am I
not
not
net
cor-
of the trade-in.
Correct.
Correct. Am I correct too? This is the, a little bit bigger of the cutting tractors, if you will?
Yeah, I'd call it more of a medium than a big. We have a couple much larger, well, I shouldn't say couple. We have a larger tractor, but this is the most
One
probably
of the ones we
widely used.
use to cut the bigger areas like the boulevard.
Yes,
This would be the size.
correct.
Yeah, so this is a hard use size tractor, if you will.
Right,
for the village.
right.
I have one other question, and since we're talking about this, given the price of gasoline compared to diesel, do we anticipate a change in that? Or, I don't even know if these are sold in gasoline models, but would that make any difference, gasoline versus diesel?
Diesel is a much stronger tractor for what its use. You don't get, the torque and the I guess pulling power, if you will. It's just a better use. Diesel tractors perform much better than gas, and they're better on the gas mileage. Not that with tractors that's a huge deal, but it's really the performance. It's a better use with diesel motors.
Okay.
And this is the workhorse of cutting the
Correct.
grass for the village, I think.
Correct.
Okay.
So, all right.
Any
so
other questions?
I just wanted this to be a conscious discussion. So if there's no
Yep.
other questions, I'd like to move to suspend.
Second,
Seconded by Nancy, Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Fogg,
yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
And now I'd like to move to approve resolution 2021-7.
Second.
Seconded by Sandra, Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds, Sog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welsh,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Hey,
Nobody can accuse us of being less than enthusiastic about some of these resolutions. I'm just saying. If anybody-
well, it's good to discuss everything.
No, I know.
Uh, Next is resolution number 2021-8. Chip?
Yes, so I'd like to introduce resolution 2021-8, authorizing the purchase of a dump truck body and plow equipment from Judco Truck Equipment. I will make one comment. This and the next resolution are really two parts of buying an overall new plow truck. This replaces our oldest plow truck. Dave, I know you sent me, and I didn't have it in front of me. I apologize. How old is the one we're replacing in this case?
It's a 2006. It's basically the same vehicle. It's a Ford 550 with a little bit over 70,000 miles.
All right, and obviously, this is a little, I mean, well, first of all, you heard the tractor is our workhorse. This is a plow truck. You obviously don't want those breaking down in the middle of a snowstorm on Old Mill Hill. So, so at any rate, unless there's questions, I'd like to move to suspend so that we can proceed with this.
Second.
Seconded by Ed Welch. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds, Sog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
And by the way, I forgot to comment that also you may recall that last year, because of COVID, we, and Dave agreed, we pushed this out, this expenditure out of last year's budget into this year. So we went another whole year. So anyways, now I'd like to move to approve resolution 2021-8.
Second.
Seconded by Ed Welch. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Sog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna,
I think that was moved to approve, wasn't it?
Yes.
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 Next is resolution 20-21-9.
Yes, so I'd like to introduce resolution 2021-9, authorizing the purchase of a 2021 Ford F-550 XL truck chassis from Nick Mayer Ford Lincoln. And I'd move to suspend.
Second.
Seconded by Larry Frankel.
Yeah.
Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Sog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Chip, once you have the dump truck and you get the chassis from the two different places, who puts it all together? Is that done by the service department?
No, so we'll order the chassis through Nick Mayer, and when that comes in, they deliver it right to Judco, the equipment people, and then they put all the equipment, all the emergency lights and everything on it.
Oh, okay.
And then Judco will deliver it to us.
And, oh, by the way, these two numbers total a little less than 90,000, and we budgeted 93,000. Dave, there may be a couple of incidental things we do with it after we get it, Dave, is what you explained?
Yeah, I think we've gone, since the budget, we've gone through, and I think we have a pretty good light package on it, so I don't think we'll have really anything more towards the 93. We should be good at what was approved, so.
Yes. All right. So anyways, I now move to approve resolution 2021-9.
Second.
Seconded by Ed Welch. Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Sog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
Okay, Tom, is there any business from the audience?
No, we had 6 people watching and no questions.
Okay. Anybody from council or anybody have anything? If not, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Allworder,
Yes.
Frankel,
Yes.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Sog,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Whitney.
Yes.
By the
Thank
way, I
everyone.
really like the AV system in the conference room at Town
Yes,
Hall.
I was over there the other day. It looks great too. It looks very professional and it's performing really well. Looks super. They did a good
Yeah.
job.
Well, on that note, the gentleman whose company put it in is here with us tonight as we do the first test of this. Chris, I mean, if you want to stand up and get into the camera, you can.
Oh, yeah,
This is Chris Burke.
just a fly on the wall over here. Thank you for your nice comments, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I want to say
that's
that Chris was over at the community house and testing over there when I was there one day. And when you see that, it's really impressive in itself.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
cool.
great.
Alrighty, everybody.
We purchased this with our COVID money?
Correct.
CARES Act.
There's,
This was funded by the CARES Act.
Excellent.
That's wonderful.
Very good.
Terrific. Hopefully we'll get to use it this spring.
Very good.
Okay, everyone. Meeting
Thank
is
you.
adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right.
Stay well.
Have a great evening.
Good night.
Bye, dear.
Bye-bye.
Hey, nice seeing you, you know?
right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.